Okay, today I'm going to show you how to diagnose a bad wheel bearing. This happens to be a 2000 Ford Focus SE with drum rear brakes. And this is for the rear. Now I'll show you on this side. Just by spinning it. Alright, pretty quiet. Then go over to the bad one and you spin it. You could hear it. Even inside the car, it's even worse. Okay, and not necessarily does the wheel have play. On this particular model, for some reason, it's usually always the left rear, driver's side rear bearing that goes. It's kind of interesting. Maybe because the little bit of extra weight because the driver's on that side. I have no idea. But again, this is nice and quiet. You don't hear anything. And this one. You hear that noise. And as you're driving faster and faster, it gets so loud. And when it's from the front, you could hear the same thing. It could be a transmission problem with the front. Sometimes it could be a transmission problem, but that usually is going to sound like from the middle of the car. You have to really know. You have to really know what you're doing to listen for that one. The best way to do that would be to jack up the front of the vehicle and put the car in drive and listen to each shock tower with a mechanic stethoscope, and to pinpoint which side it is, or if it is the transmission that's in the middle. But anyhow, we're going to be focusing on how to replace the rear wheel bearing on a 2000 Ford Focus SE with rear drum brakes. Okay, so I use a hammer and chisel, right? You work it out, you click it out, and she'll come out. Okay, then you take, what have I got here? 30 millimeter socket. Well, that's what I got. It's probably American, but it fits in there. And you zip that out. And then what you're gonna do is you're gonna tap, because the brake shoes can have a little groove in the drum. You just tap it until you work it out. And the bearing is gonna be on the drum itself. Okay, this one came out pretty easy. You just bang it from the top, bang here, bang from the bottom as you're pushing slightly towards, out. You tap it, and it'll come out. Okay, it comes out. All right, and there you go. That's the bearing in there. There's a seal right there. There's a little circlip in there. You got to take that circlip out, and you could just press it out. If you don't have a press, the bearing is about, I don't know, this is 2020, so the bearing is like around $50–$60. And you can get the rear drum that has the bearing included for like $20 more. A lot of guys do that, but I have the tools, and I can press it out to save the little extra money. It's no big deal. But that's another option. You can just get the whole drum, so it's like even easier for the do-it-yourselfer. You really don't have to do anything but just buy the new one, slide it on, torque the nut to manufacturer specifications, and you're good to go. You don't even have to adjust the back brakes if they're not too worn. And it's a good idea to check your shoes to see if they're worn because it's a good idea to do it now. They're all out. Make sure that the cylinders are not leaking. This one's not leaking, but you know, they hardly ever replace these pads, shoes, I mean. So, and then basically you just, you know, you reverse the procedure, and you're good to go really fast. Okay, here's a little more better view. This is the seal. There's a little clip in there. Listen to this. It's not supposed to be like that. It's supposed to be nice and smooth. You're not supposed to hear anything. A lot of times water, corrosion gets in there. I mean, the car is old, 20 years old. I'm surprised it lasts this long. Okay. So what you do is you have this seal, all right? It goes over the top of the hub. You just pry it up, pop it off. See, this one is damaged. You get a new fresh seal. That's important because water and everything gets behind that and blow that seal out prematurely. Then you have your circlip. All right, you have a tool like these. All right, you put it in there. You pop it out. Okay, now, well, the bearing's out already, but the bearing is going to be in there. Right, and you're gonna push it out this way. In other words, if you're doing this and you don't want to, you just want to replace the bearing, it's gonna go down. Okay, you're gonna put it in, you know, like a press like this one, and you push down, and then the bearing falls out the bottom. And then you just press the new one in through the top. No, I'm sorry. What am I saying? Because there's a lip here. You press it in through the bottom the same way that you took it out. In other words, it comes out this way, goes in this way, all the way down. See, there's a ridge here. And you put your circlip back after you got the bearing in. You put your dust cap on there, a new one. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna confuse you, I'm sorry. Right, through the bottom. You put this back in there, you press it in there. You put your circlip. After it's all the way seated, the circlip goes in these grooves right here. And then you have your new seal that you put here. You tap it around nice and square, don't bend it. And then you just slide it back on the car, tighten the nut, 30mm nut, into the manufacturer specifications, and you're good to go. And usually these bearings, they get pitted on the race in here where the ball bearings or roller bearings ride on, and that's what gives you that noise. You hear that? And even over here. Hear that? That's supposed to be creamy smooth. So what it is on here, there's pits or, you know, marks or whatever, and the bearing rides on it, and that's what makes that noise. Okay? Okay, and just a quick note that when you install that bearing, it's a sealed bearing. It doesn't require grease. That grease cap that's on the outside, that's a dust cap. Okay, the bearing itself already is pre-greased. Okay, so we do the test. Nothing. Nice and quiet. And it's really not that hard to do, and especially more easier if you just buy the drum itself for a couple bucks more. I'll put a link in the description with the bearing, the seal, and the bearing seal and the rear brake drum if you decide to go that route to make it even super easy. Okay, this is Motorcarnut 2020. Please subscribe, hit a like, and any questions, just leave them on the comments below. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. And thanks for watching, guys. Thank you.